EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We are at the most historic course in the world, Frank, the old course at St. Andrews.
I can't believe it was established in 1552, and it's just a pleasure to play. 7 shared greens. If you want to sort of do the maths on that and know exactly where you are, the shared greens will always add up to 18. For example, if you're on the second, it'll share it with the sixth. And there is 4 greens that aren't shared at all. That's 1, 9, 17, and 18, but just an absolute pleasure. And it's actually fun to play the course.
Frank, this is no ordinary opening tee shot. This is the opening shot at the old course at St. Andrews. So are you inspired, intimidated, nervous? Where are the emotions at?
Oh, all of the above. And this opening tee shot will never get old, that's for sure. It looks like a wide open hole. Really, you don't want to be looking right or left because it's out of bounds, even though it's a well way right and a long way left. You basically aim it at the 17th green is a good line for your opening tee shot. Should be safely on deck.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Putt for par, needs one, and so just getting started, even par so far. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but the left is always the safe side of the golf course. This is the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
So in the red figures at 1 under. Frank, talk about the strategy off the tee here at the third.
You can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Oh, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Frank, a much more difficult hole here at the fourth at the old course.
Yeah, that new championship tee has really made 4 a very hard par 4. 2 ways to play it. Down the right, that's a very, very narrow strip of fairway. Most will go to the left side, a little more conservative, but either way, tough second shot.
He'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. This is a good-looking shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. Par fives, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this fifth hole par five measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
Oh, my goodness. He pumped it, he thumped it, he jumped it. What a drive. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here.
Yeah, Rory's like a car that just has an extra gear. You know, if you've got 5-speed gearbox, Rory's got 6. If you've got a 6-speed gearbox, he's got 7.
He's the souped-up Ferrari or Lamborghini. He can go. He's Formula One. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at Eagle coming up.
Really? This is that awkward length.
There you have it. Well done. Great. Now to the 374-yard par 4-6. Another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here, because that'll affect the strategy off the tee. But bunkers left and right to be avoided. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the march stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Nicely holed. 4th birdie of the day. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better. It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Getting set now over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews. And Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
That was not a very good read right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Ah, nice.
Looks good. Oh my goodness, that is on in one. Wow, what an incredible shot. Just a little tap in here. That's a head scratcher, no other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the old course?
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the old course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. You really take anything on this green. You make a 2 here, you'll make a move on the field.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. 11 feet away. Now 8 under on the day. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze, because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. A touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There is gorse left and right. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he pays the price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot from 120. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. under for the round. Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14th?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pop bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is, he's gone for a little extra.
It's a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow.
Huge, with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway.
Second shot.
This one looks right on point. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
Really. This is an awkward length.
A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Birdie try up next. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, the 16th hole. There was a time in my life when I was in 4th grade, I would have really enjoyed hitting the principal's nose. But that's not a good thing here?
Well, I'd like to think you graduated past 4th grade, but and if you did, then you'd be very aware of the principal's nose. You'd hit it left, it'd be a little longer in for your second shot.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Settles in over the putt. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Now at the 17th tee, and Frank, this is really when you begin to feel the weight and the history of the old course bearing down on you.
And you also feel the nerves as well, because you're having to hit it not just at a fairway or over a bush, but over the corner of an out of bounds. And you'll see there's a little sign up there that says Old Course and Country Club. So you've got to pick the exact letter for the line that you want to hit it across. Hit it down the right side, this hole certainly becomes shorter. Left, you find the left and short, you find the road hole bunker. A little right and long, and well, there's a chance of going out of bounds or on the road itself.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Just playing great. 14 under already. Well, when you stick your tee into the hallowed grounds here on the 18th at the old course at St. Andrews, Frank, you know you're playing a piece of history.
And a chance, too, to finish it off in style, because this par 4 is reachable. A lot of people will aim at the clock tower, which is on the R&A building in the distance. That's a little left of the screen. Yeah, if you feel a little brave and you want to make a hero of yourself, just aim a little further right, exactly where the green is. Avoid the valley of sin, and you might just have a wee dram at the end of the day.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, here's a chance for another birdie.
Oh, it's quite a run. Let's see if he can just make this one.
You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did.